I'm live. I thought I just went live 2 minutes ago, but I didn't. I'm here. I've made it. I've had a weird day that's thrown me curveballs since first thing this morning, and I've had multiple little voices come into my head today saying, don't do it. Don't worry about it. Don't do it. Stay safe. So I had scheduled for earlier. I dropped that off because things were going crazy this morning with my son and getting out the door and everything. I've got workers out there digging my backyard up. There's a sewer leak, not affecting me, but affecting someone down the hill. I don't know, look, there's just been a myriad of things, and I had a myriad of thoughts going through my head about why I shouldn't be here. But I'm here, and my main reason I'm here is because I really want to impress this message on you guys as well, that you've got to show up, and you've got to show up so that the people who need you and need your help can receive, right? And if we hide away, they're not going to get our help. So that is why I'm here today. I wanted to say I absolutely loved that last challenge. Wonderful, wonderful group of people, of ladies. And wow, there were just so many breakthroughs. And I absolutely loved watching how each of you developed and opened up as the days went by. Looking back on some of the earlier ones, everyone was a bit rigid and uncomfortable, or just going through the whole, oh wow, so this is it. This is what it's like to be live kind of nervousness, and just so lovely to see that by the end of the week, Kylie had her spot and she had this calm about her. We'd done so much sharing, Kat, again, another person who started off really quite kind of tense looking, and just by the day 2 actually was flowing so much better, and by the end of the week, just completely different again. Jeanette, you are a crazy woman. I love it. I love your personality, so want to see more of you. Dani, what an inspirational business you have and a passion behind what you do. Karen as well. I'm so glad that Karen had breakthroughs this week, because for me, you're a little bit like my nemesis, right? And Lauren, you both do quite a lot of videos already, but the fact that you got something from the challenge too, just really, I really, really treasure that. It's wonderful. It's just been it's lovely to see Frida again. You all really came out of your shell so much more, and you allowed yourself to play with your positioning, with your movement, with your lighting, it was just really, really magic. I loved it, and I loved how everyone really responded to the topics and cues this week as well. They're always kind of similar, in the similar vein, and they are meant to challenge you. The first day is always the easiest. And then we get stuck into the challenging stuff. And I love that you guys didn't shy away from going deep either. So every month I get somewhere between 20 and 40 people sign up, and more like what we had, up to 10 or 12 people actually partake. And doesn't that say a lot? It not only says a lot about our busyness and the fact that we tend to overcommit because we see something and we go, oh yes, I really need this, and we sign up, and then we realise I just stretched myself too thin and I can't do it. There's a lot of that, but there's also the people who, when it comes down to the crunch, have to get out there and still can't bring themselves to do it. So I absolutely honour all of you that partook. I love the fact that Pam is still doing it. Go Pam. It's just brilliant. I love how she wants to see this through, and I'm really enjoying your videos, Pam. Really enjoyed that last one, the day 3 one, and your story about the lady of your childhood who read your books and inspired you to read more. Just some beautiful, beautiful stories coming through, some beautiful sharing, wonderful connections, and I really wanted to impress with you all today that to be aware of time. Okay, time can be our thief. So if we think about from the Facebook Live perspective, the longer you leave it between doing another Facebook Live, and especially doing one more publicly, from where we've left off on the challenge, the more likely it is you're not going to do one for a very long time, and then that little voice will sit in your head and convince you that other things are more important. And time takes away, it robs you of the memories of the challenge and the actual real experiences that you had and the little breakthroughs that you had throughout the challenge. It robs you of the connections and the relationships that you made, unless you are all reaching out to each other personally, keeping in touch. You know, we say, keep in touch, everyone, this has been a wonderful sharing group, but those relationships, you know, time will take away the connections and the strength of those relationships as well, the longer we leave it. Time just can take so much from us if we let it, and that really is why, it's cliche, but time really is of the essence. And the reason I'm showing up today, even though shit was going wrong and I hadn't had a shower and I had all these excuses coming up for why I shouldn't turn up live and give you my offer of another challenge for you to take up. If I didn't do that, then I'm robbing you of that time, that opportunity, and time will rob you. If I leave it longer, time will rob you of the opportunity for the next step. And you know, Pam can attest to this because she's the queen of doing kick-ass webinars and having a captivated audience and then not offering them anything at the end of it. I live vicariously through you, Pam, and learn from your lessons. Look, why is it that when it's time to put an offer out to people, we go, oh, and we pull back and we get nervous, and because this is our opportunity to help and serve and do what we're passionate about, and I just don't, you know, I mean, I don't understand why we have this fear of, maybe, I don't know, is it a fear of selling, a fear of, it's not even selling, it's because I don't feel like I'm selling. I'm literally I want to talk you guys through an opportunity to take you through yet another challenge where you can take this Facebook Live thing further and take it public. Because doing it in the safety of the group is all very well and lovely. It has been lovely, but it's not as lovely out there in the big wide world, and we all know it. But I want you to use the confidence that you have found doing the challenge and remember how it feels to connect with people as if just conversationally, just so naturally, and not being aware of that camera, not being aware of who's worrying about who's listening and watching, and because I don't think towards the end of the challenge you guys were worried about that. There are over 300 other people in this group, and none of you seemed worried. You were talking to the people who you know were engaging and were interested, and that is why you showed up, and that is why you kept sharing with us, and that's who you knew you were talking to. And I want you to remember that and take that with you and just extend it further and do it on your pages. Now, I know that when an opportunity like this comes up, or a challenge, it's a challenge to you, comes up, you're immediately going to have all these reasons why. You know, it's going to be time, it's going to be commitment, it's going to be, what am I going to talk about though? You know, I can't, you know, there's no cues or topics now, so what am I going to talk about? What is it going to be about? What time of the day am I going to do it? Who's on my page? Who's going to watch it? What if no one turns up and watches and I'm talking to myself? All these things are going to come up in your head, and I want you to be open to that playfulness that you were tapping into in the challenge, and just keep a really open mind and just say to hell with it. Just go live anyway and share you. Be the person that you are being in the challenge. Be those beautiful, authentic ladies who I was seeing live every day. sharing so much of your passions and your stories and your reflections of yourselves. You know, it was really magic. I did a 30-day challenge a couple of years ago, and because Kylie mentioned something today about how the challenge has actually been a little bit time consuming, and I get that. And I mean, I do the challenge every time, and I totally get that. It doesn't completely take over my week now, but and some of your videos I haven't caught up with, and that is because if I did watch every single person's video right through and comment, it would take up a lot of my week, right? And I do have other things to do, and I do this every month, so I have to kind of temper it a bit. And I appreciate that it's a little bit different for you guys who are involved, because you were absolutely interested in watching everyone else's videos and giving them the support and feedback that they were giving you. So I can see how it's quite time consuming. I did a 30-day challenge a couple of years ago, 30 days of not going live, but just doing videos every day. And I got so into it that I was actually playing around with, it wasn't green screen, but split screens, and getting really, really, really creative. So it completely absorbed me for an entire month. But if I hadn't done that, and I have to share a couple of URLs to some of those videos. They're hilarious when I watch them. They're really funny. But if I hadn't done that challenge, I don't think I would have reignited my love for video that I discovered when I was in design school and that I never did anything with. I rediscovered it through that challenge, and I don't think we would be here today and having done this video challenge had I not reignited that passion, okay? And I wouldn't be going down this whole Facebook Live thing if I hadn't reignited that passion. So that's a really interesting thing. But it was, oh, hi, Kat. Oh, yeah, no, I will definitely post them up. I should have, if I had prepared a little bit better, I would have had them open in the background on my computer and shown you from there. But, I still could, I guess. Anyway, where was I going with that? It was completely and utterly took over my life for a whole month. And then at the end of it, I needed the break, you know. It had been so intense, and I'd been so disciplined about it and holding myself to completing it, that I needed the break. And then I just had this really, 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 really long break. And I didn't do video again for ages. And so even if you do something for 30 days, I don't believe this whole you form a new habit in 30 days thing, actually. I think it's a crock. Even if I did a whole 30 days, it still didn't get me over the getting myself out there when it really came to the crunch and doing it on my page in a more consistent or regular fashion. It didn't help. So even this challenge that I'm going to offer you guys today, you might think 7 days is too much, too intense. I can't go live for 7 days in a row on my page. Just can't do it. Don't know what to talk about, or I won't be able to find a time of day that's consistent, or, it's just whatever reasons it's not going to work. Well, I guess you don't have to do 7 days. It's just the reason I've chosen 7 days is because I really want, for those of you who aren't convinced yet that this Facebook Live thing really does a lot for your business page reach and helps you find new audiences and helps you get more likes and followers, or helps you convert leads and push more traffic to your website and all that sort of thing. If you're not really convinced that Facebook Live can do that for you organically, then the reason I chose 7 days is because that's, it's a whole week of insights. So if you're active every day, you're giving it your best chance to test the algorithms and see just how much, what the results are. So that's why I chose 7 days. You don't have to do 7 days. You could do 5. You could do every other day or something like that. Completely up to you. But my challenge to you is do something. So have a purpose, and that's what we will take you through. I will take you through it. You can just need a purpose, need some goals, and then just plan it and schedule it. So I scheduled this live a half an hour ago, and then I went and jumped in the shower. And I knew I had to get everything ready and be ready in time to get up here for 2 o'clock because it was going to start then. And so it's amazing, just the power of scheduling alone. Kat, you said it's a total crock. Yeah, the 30-day thing? Yeah, yes, I get sick of something doing it for 30 days as well. It just doesn't quite work for me. So I'm with you on that. So look, I don't want this video to go on forever, and thank you for those of you tuning in, especially Kat, because I thought you were on the road somewhere. So look, I'm just going to get on with it and show you what the 7-day live tour entails, and you can decide for yourselves if this is a challenge that you want to take me up on, because the main thing is I really just want to see you guys take action and do something on your page. And just don't let those excuses creep in. Schedule something in. Even just schedule something in for tomorrow or Thursday. Come up with a topic, write your bullet list of things, and do it. Just do it. This is an opportunity for you to do something consistently and see if Facebook Live is something that you can adopt in your marketing strategy that's going to work for you because it worked over that week. And I really, really, really would love the opportunity to work with you guys and help you come up with the kinds of ideas that you might be lacking in terms of what to do lives about on a regular, ongoing basis. Kat, you did your first live outside this page and got a crazy response. Ah, that is awesome. I need to go and see it. You were shocked about how many people saw it. It really is phenomenal. The reach you get, and then it's the views that are the most important. And some of those views might be 3 seconds, but 3 seconds is 3 seconds. So even if that was scrolling through someone's news feed, they see you as they scroll through, they've seen you. And you know what? If you keep doing that a couple of times a week, they're going to keep seeing you. Eventually, people are going to click on you and find out what this cat soap is all about. You are a good one. Okay. So, yes, look, let me do my screen share thing with Ecamm here. Ta-da! And do you like the little banner that I've got at the bottom of the of the live? So these are the cool things that you can do with Ecamm. Okay, it was on your personal page. Right, cool. Oh, that's very cool. Oh, that's very cool, Kat, saying you looked amazing and friend requests. Wonderful. No, that's really phenomenal. Beg your pardon. So look, the 7-day live tour is not just all in 7 days. It's a 2-week journey, a tour I want to take you on. And we'll go through what's involved. So 2 weeks, there are going to be 2 Zoom calls, one on a Monday, the first Monday, and one midweek. The first one is all going to be around nailing down our purpose, our plan. We're going to set our goals. We're going to work out what our call to action is going to be if you want one. Again, the pressure's not there to have one, but it is good to have one. It could even just be email me to book a time to talk, or link to your calendar thing, or it doesn't have to be a big fancy lead magnet with a funnel and all that stuff. You don't have to get too worried about that. But you do need a call to action, because the point is, it's all very well having reach and people seeing you, but you want people to take the next steps to engage with you. We're going to promote it, as in set those times and start promoting it, so that we're giving ourselves an even better chance of people turning up. So that's the stuff we're going to talk about in this first Zoom call. Now, I'm going to give you modules or video stuff that I will have pre-recorded, or I might do them live. But I will give you some. I will go over the basics of that so that you can do that work in your own time, and then we can come together and we can hot seat. That we'll be doing some hot seating in each of the Zoom calls. So depending on how many people sign up, this is why I really only want to offer it to 6 people, because otherwise it could get a bit time consuming. But if we can spend 10 minutes in the hot seat for each person to really suss out what that they're happy with, what their idea is, the concept of what they're going to be going live about consistently for the week, that is absolutely nailed down and bedded in. And then you'll have a little bit of homework to do around promoting that. And then the second Zoom call there'll be some more videos talking around the basics in Facebook Live engagement, how to get the most engagement out of people, the basic rules that you need to follow to make sure your live goes really well, to make sure that you're prepared, and some basic presenting techniques as well. We'll look at where you're going to set yourself up. If you're going to be outdoors, is it a tour type thing, or will you be stationary in your studio, in which case we'll look at your kind of studio setup and the lighting and make sure that's all optimal. We'll cover off any technology stuff. I mean, if some of you want to be clever and use some software rather than using the native Facebook app, we can look at that as well. So we'll be hot seating about that on the Wednesday. Probably going into too much detail already. This is the overview. But basically there will be daily actions, but they will be very, very palatable, easy to digest actions. They will be very actionable. Okay? So don't worry about that. You've got the accountability of me, and I can buddy you up with people as well so that you can keep yourselves on track. We will be operating in another private Facebook group. And I will offer the opportunity to do a practice run-through of your live. So I'm thinking on the Saturday, if you would like to do a run-through on the Saturday of one of your lives with a little bit of an audience so that you can just test out your equipment, test out your content, then we can do that for you as well, which is really exciting. And then you're just going to go through the 7 days of the live. So, I've probably already covered these steps, but let's just go over them again. So, step 1 is absolutely we're going to find the purpose. And had we done a little bit of a brainstorm today, if we'd had a few more people on the call, you could have already been pretty much there with that. But I've got some exercises to help you think about if you really are completely stuck on what the hell am I going live about, what's the purpose of it, then that they will help for sure. But you've got to have a purpose for going live. We're definitely going to set some goals, some around our page insights and some around traffic, website traffic or sales conversions, we will have at least 2 goals. And a call to action, whatever that might be. I'm cracking Cat up, I love it. Step 2 is the plan. So we will come up with we'll plan the content for each of the 7 lives. Again, you don't need to overthink it. It depends on what it's going to be and how you operate and how well you know your stuff, I suppose. So again, it doesn't have to be very onerous. You could pull that together quite quickly. We will commit to a time of day that is going to work for you and work into your life, so that makes it a lot easier for your audience as well, that they know when to turn up every day and that you will definitely be turning up at that time every day. And the most important thing is we're going to plan your intro, and this is where I'd really like to help you come up with a lovely brief summary intro for yourself that flows naturally, sums you up really well, and is very important to use and to kick off your Facebook Lives with. So that might be the one that requires a little bit more time and thinking about, but it's ever so important. Step 3, we're going to promote it, so we'll obviously promote it on your page, and maybe you could schedule some posts to remind people about the lives coming up. You could share it in groups, to your list, on your own personal timeline, and depending on what your concept is for your lives, you might even find that some aligned partners who will be happy to help promote your lives as well. I mean, you might want to do a 7-day challenge, for example, and whatever. So that might be something that you want other people to help share and get the word out for you. Then step 4 is all about performing. So this is where I was talking about the pre-recorded training that I'll provide you with, which won't be really, really super long because I know you're all busy. So something along the lines of 10 to 15 minutes. We will go over basic presenting skills for camera, and we'll have a discussion about how to be authentic, but again, I really think you guys nailed authentic in your groups. But like I mentioned at the beginning, it does change. It does change when you start going live on your page and publicly. And I've kind of really struggled with this in the past. And I know some of you think I've got authentic down, but you know, I can tell the subtle differences, and my friends can tell the subtle differences. The people who know me well in person, they do see the differences when I'm not quite feeling it and I'm just putting it on a bit too much and it's just not me. And it happens, it sneaks in because you get these preconceived ideas of how you should look when you're doing a more professional live on your business page. It's crazy, but it happens. And I'm actually studying about that at the moment. I'm learning how to get past that with my mentor, Andrew Eggleton, who's in this group. And yeah, I'm making, well, hopefully I'm making inroads. But it does. It's harder to do. It does change. It's a slightly different beast when you go live on your page. So it's something that we do need to talk about and keep in mind. And like I mentioned before, there will be there are specific tactics and tips that we can use to engage your live viewers as they're coming on, because it's quite important to know that with the Facebook algorithms for live video, they will push it harder in the first couple of minutes, especially if that live video is getting an awful lot of comments, likes and hearts and stuff, and also people are sharing it or tagging people. So the algorithms will pick up on that and say this is a live that people are genuinely interested in, and they'll push it even more. So there are quite cool little tactics that we can use to get that engagement up front, so that you don't just feel like you're talking to yourself and you can see that you've got viewers but you're not getting anything back. So clever little ways that we can get that validation back from people, and it will really help those Facebook algorithms kick in to our favour as well. And so that's all really around boosting engagement as well. And then step 5, priming. So this is just, checking our audio visual setup, making sure we do have all the technology that we need to come across the way we're wanting to come across in our first big live stint. We can look at broadcasting software if that is something that you want to delve into. It won't be part of the program curriculum, but I'll certainly introduce some of the tools there. And if you do decide that you want to work with one of them, then I'm happy to work with you. You got a kitty pickup. Cool, Kylie, no worries. Oh, cool, yeah, you can just tune back in later and catch up on the rest. I will have to go shortly as well for my kitty pickup. See you, and thanks for coming in. And there are also content delivery networks and syndication type softwares that we can use. So, I know that Karen likes to go live on YouTube, and, we can get her going live on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. If you are really keen about pushing yourself out to multiple platforms, there's other ways, there's other software that we can use as well for that. So I'll certainly introduce all that stuff to you, and you can kind of take it as far as you want to take it, really. And then step 6 is just all about practice. So, you guys have had a lot of practice on the challenge already, which is fab. We will keep practicing within the group as well. I'd absolutely encourage that. As you're coming up with your content, feel free to play away and do videos in the group. But I'm absolutely am guaranteeing that I will be there to do a live run through with you, with each of you. The screen share live, yeah, sure. Well, this is one way you could do it, Kat, if you have a Mac. I believe you do. Ecamm, have a look at that. I'll pop a link in here. Go and check it out. It's about $40, and I'm loving it so far. Yeah, it's really good. It's not as well suited to doing like guest interviews and stuff like that. Although I'm going to test that out tomorrow with the World Awake episode 4 we've got coming up tomorrow, where I'll be bringing Zoom in, but I'll be screening it from Ecamm. So yeah, we will do a live run through and we will give each other feedback, and I'll be there to support you with that. So they're the basic 6 steps that I reckon is all we need to do to get ourselves out there and get live for 7 days in a row. And then obviously, again, working with a small intimate group like that, I expect that we'll all help try and jump on and support each other as much as we can as well with each other's lives, okay? So yeah, if that sounds like something that you're ready to do like soon, because we're going to start next Monday, so that'll be 1 week of prepping and training, and then the following week we go live. So what is that? So the course starts next week, 21st. Yep, and we will be going live from the 28th of August through to the 3rd of September. So they're the dates. If they work for you, I mean, you might have something that you're launching soon that it might work really well with. Otherwise, just be doing it for fun and having a really cool, engaging idea to go live about for 7 days might be all you need, just to test out how it's going to help you with your brand awareness and boost your page out there in Facebook land. So however you want to use it, you can do it to a lesser or greater degree, whatever's going to work for you, basically. So you need to have some skin in the game to hold you accountable, because we will hold you accountable, and like I said, I'll buddy you up as well. But really, you need to, I think we all need to invest a little more than that to make sure that we see this through. And I don't think $197 is very much at all for the experience that you're going to gain and the insights that you're going to gain from this, especially given what you've experienced in the 5-day challenge for free. Just think of that magnified, basically. It's going to be a really great experience. And I'm really, really looking forward to it. So I do hope this has given some of you guys an idea, or at least you think that it is achievable, or that it's the next step that you really ought to take. I'm going to bring myself back in now. Hi. Or that at least it is a step that you really think you probably should take, because you know yourself well and you know you're probably going to drop the ball and not do anything if you don't take that next step. It could just work really well for you in terms of something that you're going to be launching, or you might have an idea that you want to use to start engaging with your people in your community more. You might not have an idea, and you might be keen to do this simply for the whole brainstorming side of it and coming up with some great creative concepts that you could utilize, and then giving it a go. And you might not be able to commit to the full 7 days, but whatever is going to work for you, make it work for you. You might, like Kat has said, that she's had great results just from doing one live on her personal timeline. You might want to do this challenge just to see those results for you, because they're different for everyone and they're different for every person's business. Yes, I know I'm still little. In fact, can I drag it and make it bigger? I can move it around like that. Oh yes, here we go. I can make me bigger. So it's really quite neat software. It's quite cool. So yeah, you might just want to be convinced about how effective it's going to be for you, and you know that in order to find that out, you need to give it a decent shot. You need to give it a decent 7 days, a good week, see what it does to your insights in a week, and then you'll know, right? So whatever it is for you, I hope it's got you thinking. Woohoo! And I really hope you join me on this. I kind of had a little epiphany in the shower before I came up, because, I mean, as you know, I've got the World Awake thing, which is supposed to be my kind of regular live broadcast, which sometimes is a little harder to coordinate and get all the people together, because I'm just starting out and I'm still trying to get my footing with that. But that's one of them. But I also had a little idea in the shower that I could have Deb's daydreams, because, my mum's always said I'm a daydreamer, my dad's always said I'm a daydreamer. I'm always a very rosy, living in the future type person, and yeah, I was thinking I could do black and white Facebook lives where I'm just sort of, pondering something and bringing up a question or a topic or a daydream, a thought for the day almost, and pop those out once a week or just randomly, really, when they come. It is a great place for epiphanies, isn't it, Karen? I know, shows are great. Yeah, so that sort of came through to me, and I like the black and white thing as well, so I might do something like that. Yeah, but it's the brainstorming part of the program that I'm really excited about, and we'll do a lot of that talking in the Facebook group before we actually get into the Zoom call, so that by the time we're on the Zoom call, we're actually getting right down into the nitty-gritty a bit more and hashing out what's going to work for us. Oh, she's back. Kylie's back. You're in the car. You'd like to sign up? Great. Okay, cool. Well, I'll pop a link in, and I should probably do that soon before I need to go. I'll pop a link into the landing page, and you can sign up to the list there, and then you'll get an email from me with a link to the PayPal, or you can work out an invoicing thing if that works better for you. So I'm quite flexible with that. But yes, let's come up with some cool ideas and get ourselves out there consistently, build on the support and the relationships that we're getting with the nice small group of us as well, and just really get a whole lot of take it that next level, because like I said, we've all been very comfortable with each other throughout the course of the week as we've got to know each other, and it's just a slightly different ball game when we get out there on our pages. But it will be really nice to get going, knowing that you've got some people watching who are supporting you, and using the tactics that you need to use to really try and get that engagement in your lives, so that you get the validation back that you really need. Otherwise, it really can get a bit awkward. So yeah, I just think it's a really, really awesome opportunity to take it that next step and support each other while we do it. So thank you very much, everyone. What did you say, Karen? Because the live and eyes are over your head. Yes, I know, they really are, and you don't know who they are, and it's all a bit unnerving. I mean, I didn't even know you were here until you mentioned something, until you made a comment, Karen. So, yes. It's a different ball game, and I just think having that support and accountability and having a plan and some structure and some tactics on our side is really going to help us put our best foot forward, so we're not going to feel like we're making fools of ourselves. No one wants to make a fool of ourselves. And when we go out there live for the first real time on our pages, that we've got a plan and we wow people. We want to get ourselves out there and wow people, and find the people that we're there to find, that we're here to help. Okay, I need to race off and go get my boy, but I'll pop those links in, and you see, you can't see me in the corner. You can't see me in the corner. Oh, look, anyway, how about I just come back to that? Is that better? Oh, I see. Well, that's interesting. I have to go back and look on the replay, because from my frame, I was all within the frame, so that's good to know. But you can see me now. I'm back in, and maybe now I can I sign off with my? Oh no, I didn't have my. Thanks, Karen. I didn't have my little my animated logo to finish off with. It's a missed opportunity. By the way, guys, that's also something I can do for you. If you're interested in having a little animated logo that you can put on the ends of your videos and stuff, let me know, because that's something I can do for you. I have a guy. He's really good. And I'm not going to go and look for that image now. Next live, we'll put the little animated logo up there. So yeah, I'll pop those links in, and let's keep the conversation going on this thread, and can't wait to connect further, guys. Have a great day, and we'll speak to you all soon. Thanks for coming along live. See ya. Bye.